Welcome to my first video in which I would like to give some insights in the fascinating and scary topic of cryptocurrencies and what's behind them. First, we should get down to the basics. So I will tell you about the basic types of cryptocurrencies and what they are used for. After that, we will talk about how and where cryptocurrencies are stored. Then we will talk about how transactions are processed and how they work. Our last topic will be how the different blockchains work, so let's get right to it. Let's start with the types of cryptocurrencies there are. For simplicity, I put them into two categories: utility coins and meme coins. There's a lot more different kinds as there are many niches in crypto, but it's best if we tackle this topic in a later video. Utility coins are coins which offer some kind of utility. Who would have thought? Bitcoin, for example, was originally intended to act as a currency, but more on this on the next slide. Others are used for paying the transaction fee on a blockchain or being used to secure their native chain, which is a topic that will get its own video on a later day. The most known cryptocurrencies under the category utility coins are Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now that we have talked about the useful coins, we can talk about the fun coins. You might have heard of Shiba Inu coin and Dogecoin, the current top meme coin projects by market capitalization. Meme coins are not like the other cryptocurrencies. Most of the time they are just created and rooted for by the community, but offer no real-world value and are more for shits and giggles than for the technology behind it. Most meme coins are launched on established blockchains like ETH or Solana, rather than to launch their own chain, as you can see with Pepe, which was launched on Ethereum this cycle. So now let's talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin was created in 2009 by the enormous developer Satoshi Nakamoto, which later abandoned the project, vanishing for no one to be seen again to this day. Satoshi intended Bitcoin to act as a currency which can be transferred between two peers without the need for a third party like banks. Bitcoin has an asymmetric total supply of 21 million Bitcoins, which means there will only be a total of 21 million Bitcoins in existence. The Bitcoin blockchain is run by miners which compete to create the next block by solving complex mathematical calculations. A block is created approximately every 10 minutes, with a halving of block rewards occurring approximately every 4 years. But Bitcoin will get its own video telling you more about those things in depth. Ethereum holds its spot as the second big cryptocurrency by market capitalization. It was originally created by Vitalik Buterin and Gavin Wood and later released in 2015 by them and Charles Hoskinson, which later left to create his own company, which later birthed Cardano, another well-known cryptocurrency. The current supply of total Ether, the Ethereum's native currency, is 120.1 million tokens. This supply is steadily decreasing with the use of the blockchain, as part of the Ether used in transaction fees is burned. But just with like Bitcoin, burning mechanism and Ethereum will be talked more in depth in a later video. Ethereum's current block time is 12 seconds. Storing crypto is kind of different, but kind of the same as with stocks, but instead of your portfolio at the broker, crypto is stored in a wallet which is a part of the blockchain where ownership information about the holdings of said wallet are stored. You can imagine this like tiny little data saves like in a bank vault. Those vaults can only be accessed by the owner's private key or seed phrase. There are two kinds of wallets, hot and cold. We will talk about what this means on the next slide. So I said there are hot and cold wallets, but what exactly is the difference between them? I will only scrape on the surface with this, as the same as always. Wallets and how they work and how to choose a wallet provider will get its own little video. So as I already said, crypto is stored on the blockchain in wallets accessed by the seed phrase or the private key. There are two types of wallets. Hot wallets, which are easier to set up as most of the time it's an app on your phone or computer or a browser extension. They are easier to use than cold wallets as you sign your transactions directly in your chosen wallet. But with those benefits come some huge downsides. The biggest of them is that this wallet is constantly connected to the internet and the seed phrase or private key is stored directly on the device, making it vulnerable for viruses or exploits in your device's security. You can circumvent those security risks by using a cold wallet, which are wallets that are not connected to the internet all the time, as they stored the private key or the user's seed phrase on a separately offline device which has to be used in order to sign transactions. The initiation for the transaction has to be done in an app on one of your devices though. So how do transactions work after I signed one in my wallet? Transactions on a blockchain are done by compiling them into a bunch of bundled transactions which are then processed as a block by the miners. Every transaction done on-chain needs a transaction fee called the gas fee, which in most cases is used to reward the miners for processing the transactions. Every action requires some kind of transaction to trigger said action on the blockchain. So with the brief introduction on how transactions work, we need to also know how a blockchain works as a whole. If a transaction is initiated on a blockchain via a user's wallet interaction, the transaction gets picked up and queued behind transactions that were signed before the user's transaction. The miners, which are computers all around the globe that execute the transaction by solving complex mathematical problems with its hardware, which in most blockchains are graphics cards. After the miners come to a consensus on how the next block should look, noting that the end signature of the last block has to be the start signature of the next block, or all transactions inside this bad block won't be executed, but the gas fee would be lost. If the signatures match, the transactions inside the valid block are recorded on the blockchains and the funds arrived at the designated wallets, or a smart contract was executed. As this video is now coming to an end, we should talk about what the benefits of cryptocurrencies or blockchains as a whole brings to the world. Crypto is a new financial asset which offers opportunity to make some money due to its volatility. It offers the option to send funds all around the world with almost no size limitations, and without jumping through all the hoops a bank puts you through in order to transfer larger sums of money to a country on the other side of the world. The blockchain technology and the solving of the Byzantine general's fault offer a huge way to split computing power needed in smaller clusters. You can tokenize all kinds of assets like commodities. Plus, it offers a way to store data on an unimmutable ledger, which can't be changed or reverted once data is written. I am now going to wrap this up. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video or learned some things, make sure to leave a like and any leftover questions in the comments. See you guys in the next one.